What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am out here on this slick calm day. I'm gonna be doing some frogging, something that I've been kind of putting off to the side. Hopefully I can get on a topwater bite. I know that a lot of these fish are gonna be bedding. I'm gonna be trying to fish this bay that I do know a lot of fish pull up there to bed. When you run your frog over the top of them, sometimes you can get them to blow up. If not, I might flip in a little wacky or a jig to pick off these fish, but hopefully they're just really locked on and committed that I can just catch them on a topwater frog. Again, we're still after that fish over 5. Hopefully I will settle with a 6, but preferably I want something over like at least 7. Thanks for all the support and the feedback. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys out once I hit the water. Conditions, oh my gosh, that was a horrible throw. Conditions aren't the best. It's not too bad. Bluebird skies, a little bit of breeze, which isn't too bad. I'm not someone who likes fishing in, slick glass conditions. I don't think that helps out the bite. Under no circumstance will I ever want it to be slick glass. I'm just gonna fish fairly quick because I want to cover a lot of water. That's a carp. There's a bass right there. Oh geez, I just saw a little 12-incher. I'm not gonna switch this jig. I'm gonna stick with this. Oh my gosh, there's fry back here. If there's fry back here, then that means that there's gotta be males right here guarding them. Where's the fry guarders? I don't know if it's bass though. It could be like fry, like carp fry. How I fish a frog is a little bit different, I think, than most people. Just because I don't walk the dog too often. Only if, oh my gosh, there was a bass right there. There was a bass right there. I don't walk the dog too often, only if I'm in a high percentage spot. So let's say I'm working it over some brush or some, damn, I can't believe I just missed that freaking. There's a fish that was just right under my frog. I'm getting distracted, sorry. Only when I'm in a very high percentage area or a spot will I walk my frog. If I'm covering a lot of water, I'll just kind of pop it along. Just because, in my opinion, frogs don't swim like side to side like walk the dog. So let's say I'm fishing over some weeds and there's a clear spot right in the middle. That's where I will walk the frog, right? Just so I can maybe entice that fish more if there is one in that opening. If not, then I'll just kind of just pop it along. But yeah, I have been getting a decent amount of requests for topwater, so I figured why not use this slick calm day where I can actually position my boat correctly without having to worry about the wind. Alright. If I flip in a jig right here and I get bit, oh yeah, there was no fish on here. I don't know what it is, but at this lake, but these cactail, not even just these specifically, but just cactail, the vegetation in general, never really produced any bites for me or any fish that I noticed hanging around there. Like my whole life, I haven't caught a lot of fish on cattails on the afterbay. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but yeah, dude, I might have to throw a wacky. I'm not getting bit, and I know there's fish around here. Yeah, the vegetation is growing quick, dude. You can just see it on top of, you can just see it in there. I don't know if you can pick it up. There's vegetation growing quick. It's gonna be a thick year this year. Just know it. We're here. I just scared a fish off. You can just see like fish surfacing. There's a fish right behind my frog. I can just see like the fry on top of the water. Dude, alright. There's just so much fry. I'm not throwing this top water right here. They're like flickering all over there. I don't think there's any fish guarding them. I'm not really trying to stand up because if I stand up I might spook these fish. I'm just blind casting. Yeah, see, like I see there's fish flickering right here. Oh, right there. Right there. Something just got blown up right there. Oh my gosh. Let me throw the frog over there. Oh my gosh, there's a frog. There's a fish right behind it. There's a fish right behind it. There's a fish right behind it. This fish didn't want the frog. He wanted a Senko. This is a big fish. Why didn't he want the frog? No. Playing around too much. Oh, that fish is bedding. That fish is bedding. Right there. You guys see that? He was bedding. So he blew up on something. He gave himself away, showed himself. There's a ton of them right there. I think those are just guppies. I mean, I wouldn't be able to even tell, but I don't see. There's a ton of them, dude. There's a bath right under me. Yeah, I mean, I guess these are probably bass fry. Alright, I said I was gonna throw top water, but I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of fish and they're not really trying to come after my frog. I mean, they're not giant fish, but I think the sun's too high right now. Finally got one outside of the mouth. She's probably guarding her bed. He was probably guarding his bed. Yeah, his belly's all dirty. Yeah, probably just swiped at it and then I hit it. Set the hook. Nice little pound and a quarter, pound and a half. Nice one, smells super fishy. Goodbye. Thought he was a lot bigger. Pretty sure that fish was guarding a bed. There's just a lot of carp here. Last time I was in this area, there was not this many carp. Carp have pretty much taken over this whole area. I have this weedless hook on, right? But I'm losing a lot of fish because of it. So I'm just gonna use the exposed hook. That was where I was seeing the little flickering of the bait fish. So I'm pretty sure that fish was guarding fry. Thing is, I don't think that these are like baby juvenile bass. I think that was actually a fish just like cruising and wanted to eat. I don't know. Some flickering fish all the way up there too. Oh, got bit. I don't know if he's on anymore. Nope, he's off. I couldn't pull him out of the... I don't even know how big that fish was. Couldn't pull him out of the grass. I didn't see my line jump. I didn't feel my rod twitch. I felt that bite through my line. That's why you use braid on spinning setup. It just makes it that much more sensitive. switched over to a green pumpkin watermelon. Green pumpkin watermelon. That's what it's called. Water's a little bit more clear over here than that first area that I was fishing. It's not that much clear, but it's a little bit. It's enough. Oh, got bit. Damn, what the hell? Damn. Dude, he shook my freaking Senko off. Literally first. Dude, that's a pre-spawner right there. He's probably just moving up, just about to start to spawn. Oh my goodness. Nice one right there. That's a nice fish. Senko gets it done, as always. Didn't see any fish on trees earlier. Now I guess there's fish on trees. I don't know, man. I don't really understand fishing sometimes. Sometimes it's... This is what I think, right? You can fish for, you know, your whole life. Sometimes I think it comes down to just luck, you know? Like how do you know that, you know, the pattern is just using Senkos, you know? That could have been just like once in a blue moon, or not once in a blue moon. That could have been just like out of the ordinary, that I just switched to these and I just happened to catch a fish, you know? Some people might say, oh, it's because you switch colors. You don't know that. I mean, sometimes you do, but you know, it could just be like, oh, I finally like landed on a fish. You know, this whole time I've been fishing dead water. Maybe it was that. You know, there's just so many factors and variables that you have to just, you just never really know 100%. Who's to say that I couldn't have flipped that fish? You know, like with this creature bait, who's to say I couldn't have just flipped this fish? You know, like you never really know. Like I'm not on a real consistent pattern to where I can 100% say that, you know, if I flipped in a different, if I threw my frog in there or something, or if I threw my glide bait in there, that fish wouldn't have bit. It would have just came down to that Senko. Yeah, I can't even say that, you know? It comes down to if the bite is consistent enough, right? But the bite hasn't been consistent. And here and there, stuff like that, like, I don't know. In this case, to test that theory, I'm not going to, you know, by flipping this and seeing if I can catch a fish. I'm not going to do that because I haven't been catching fish. So the smart thing to do would just be just use that flipping bait to cover more water. But once I find, you know, an isolated piece of cover like this, right? It's just isolated by itself. That makes it a higher percentage area or target to cast at, and then I'll pick this up, right? Still a bad cast, but we'll just deal with it. All right. Again, on the Senko, dude. On the Senko, always on the stick bait. Alright. Pretty bad, premature bad. I don't know why I dropped the net so quick. But they're on the Senko for the rest of the night. Thanks for playing, Jimmy. Nice little pounder. There he goes back to the tree that I just caught him off of. Watch, I'm gonna cover this whole lay down area with a frog. If I don't get bit, I'm gonna switch the Cinco, toss it up in there. I'll probably get one fish, because this stuff looks way too good not to have a fish. And it's golden hour right now, so fish should be more open to smashing up something on top of the water. All right, so I can't get bit. No worries. Let's see if I get bit with this. I caught one right on the corner right there. Last time. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that was a fish or if that was a carp. I don't know if you guys saw those ripples. All right, if I cast over there and I catch a fish, I'm not throwing the frog for the rest of the night. There's no way. There's no way that was a bass. Oh my gosh, it was a bass. There's no way. They don't want the frog. You guys saw that. This might be the same fish I caught the other day. He's taking me into the toolies. Oh, he cut that worm in half. This is the same fish. Oh my goodness, it's the same fish I caught that one day. The reason I know is because his mouth it's all busted. Bruh. You guys see it? His jaw is all messed up from just nesting. I don't know. Nice one. Got a pretty nasty jaw, I must say. Into the drink. You guys saw that though. Threw the frog up in there. I got a swirl, you know? He didn't want it, or he wasn't committed. That's crazy though. You wouldn't think that'd matter, but it actually does. So that tells me these fish are not gonna commit to a frog. First frog fish of the year. Damn, that was so cool. Dude, she V-lined for it. And that is going to wrap up today's video. Unfortunately, it was pretty tough. Went back to that spawning pocket or that spawning bay, and I was able to get that first bite on the Senko. That fish actually blew up on something and showed itself. I flipped the frog in there, he swirled on it, so I just burned it back, switched over to a Senko, casted my Senko right where he swirled on my frog, lifted my rod up and he was already on, set the hook. Unfortunately, I couldn't land him. Eventually I did stick that first fish that we landed, maybe just swiped at it, and then I set the hook and the hook just hooked the outside of the mouth. In a tournament situation, technically that fish would not have counted, but we're just fishing for fun here, so I don't care. Still counting that fish. Here and there I would see bait flickering at the surface of the water. I don't know necessarily if it was bass fry or if it's just, you know, bait fish or guppies or I don't know, mosquito fish, that's what they're called. The thing is, everywhere where I saw those groups of those fry or those bait, I wouldn't see, you know, an actual bass hanging, you know, under them or around them. So I'm not 100% sure if it's actually bass fry. Fishing in the Tules, I got bit twice, and again, lost those fish. That first one that I lost was still on that Wacky weedless, and I figured that was the last straw. I'm just gonna rig it unweedless. I did get another bite after that, but that fish ran me right into the Tules, wrapped around, and the hook popped off, so didn't even get to see that fish. Fishing with that Senko, I wasn't really covering enough water as well. It was producing bites, but they were so far and few between. Covered a ton of water, fished offshore, fished Tules. Eventually I just went back to fishing that Senko, and literally as I switched over, I stuck one right on a lay down, picked off one more fish on a tree, and then pretty interesting catch after this. I went to sort of like a dam or a road that separates the afterbay from a small pond, right? There's a tule patch that meets the road, and it creates sort of a corner. And right on that corner, a week prior that I had fished the afterbay, I had caught a fish on that corner. She was pretty busted up on her face, and she was bedding. And since I was in that area, I figured, maybe there's another fish that has taken over, her bed or whatever, or it's his bed. I casted my frog in there, and then I had a swirl. I wasn't too sure if it was a carp or not, and I just tossed it in my Wacky Senko just in case if it was a bass, and I got bit right when I picked her up out of the water. I knew exactly that was the same fish I had caught. I was just really amazed that fish was still on his bed for a whole week. But after finally covering all of that water, making hundreds of casts, we were finally able to stick one on the frog, our first frog fish. The hook popped off right when he got maybe to my hands, and then he fell on the kayak, flopped around for a bit, and then got it back in the water. I still consider that a catch. It was probably 14, 15 inches. With all that being said though, I did have a failed trip to Clear Lake the day before this trip. I was planning on fishing Indian Valley Reservoir for some crappie and, just scoping it out for some bass. The entrance that I took was gated and it was closed off. There's no service in this area, so I wasn't able to GPS the other end of the lake. So I figured I'm in the area, I might as well just hit Clear Lake. Thing is, Clear Lake was it was like winds were pretty bad on Clear Lake, so I wasn't able to have the best experience. I was only able to fish the keys of Clear Lake Oaks. Didn't have the best, day out there, but still pretty cool experience. Was able to stick a real nice 17.5, I believe, on that mag draft. Eventually found a really nice big rock pile in about 20 feet, and I casted my first cast there with my Carolina rig with that baby trench hog, and I stuck a real nice one. I think my line was a bit frayed. By the time the fish got up to the kayak, my line snapped, and that's 20-pound fluorocarbon. So I don't know. I do have 2 of those clips, and I'll just play it right here for you guys. But before I do that, I just want to show my appreciation to you guys for supporting the channel and subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family, and I will catch you guys out on the next one. Peace. Oh my gosh. fish right there. No! Snapped me off.